Good afternoon. My name is Carlos Guillermo Smith, and I'm with Equality Florida, and I'm a gay, cisgender male. I'm a Latino. Soy Latino. And I'm an American. Thank you to Central Florida and to the world community for your acts of kindness. We are reeling from the tragic news that a deranged gunman opened fire at our Pulse, leaving at least 49 of our own people dead and 53 people injured. Our entire community is devastated by this act of terror, and we denounce all acts of violence against all communities. And make no mistake that this was a horrific act intended to send a message of hate against the Latino and LGBT people, which in turn is an attack on all humanity. Todavía estamos apenados por la tragedia. Noticias que este hombre armado abría fuego cuando Pulse estaba lleno a su capacidad, resultando en 49 personas muertas, 53 heridos. Nuestra comunidad entera está devastada por este acto de terror y denunciar todos los actos de violencia contra cualquier comunidad. Today I've been talking to a lot of folks on the ground and a lot of people in the media about how we all feel as a community and why it's important to so many people to say that a majority of the victims were Latino. And as I watch the families who have been hugging their husbands and their wives and their sons and their daughters, and we see those images on TV, I've seen those families and I realize they look like my family. It's important to talk about the Latino and LGBTQ identity of so many of our survivors and the victims as well. We need to say it, and we're gonna say their names. This horrific act strikes directly at our sense of community, not just as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer individuals, but as Americans, as human souls. We know that gay clubs have always held a significant place in our hearts. They were often the only safe and affirming gathering place for our people for many decades, including today in 2016. Este horrible acto impacta directamente a nuestro sentido de comunidad, no solamente a lesbiana, gay, bisexual, transgénero y individuales queer, pero a nosotros como americanos. Yeah. Los gay clubs tienen un significante sitio en la historia de LGBTQ. Estos eran los únicos lugares seguros donde se podían reunir a nuestra comunidad por muchas décadas, incluyendo hoy en 2016. Equality Florida, our LGBTQ Floridians, we all stand in solidarity not just with the Latino community, but as well with the Muslim and Islamic community in opposition to intolerance and discrimination and hate crimes that our people continue to face. That hate, the bigotry and intolerance are our common enemies, and we will stand together during this tragic time as we mourn, as we heal, and we form a plan of action to keep our community safe from gun violence, which is destroying everything we hold dear. Equality Florida y la comunidad LGBTQ están en solidaridad con la comunidad latino, muslim y en la oposición de la intolerancia, discriminación y crímenes de odio que ambas comunidades sufren. El odio, fanatismos, intolerancia son nuestros enemigos comunes y nos apoyaremos juntos durante este trágico momento y tomamos acción para denunciar este tipo de violencia con armas de fuego. We are heartbroken, but our community is strong. We are resilient, and we know that love trumps hate. And we will stand together against all phobias, against homophobia, against transphobia, against xenophobia, against Islamophobia. And we will come together as people and demand that our elected leaders take action on gun safety today. That's who Orlando is. As a diverse community, we will not let hate divide us. We are strong. We persevere together. No vamos a dejar que este odio nos divida. Juntos somos fuertes. Somos Orlando. We are Orlando strong. I mentioned that it was important that we say their names. And that's why I'd like to invite my two good friends, Nancy Rosado from Mission Boricua and Rasha Mubarak from CARE. You want to get started?
Edward Sotomayor Jr., Stanley Amadolva III, Luis Omar Ocasio Capo, Juan Román Guerrero, Eric Ivan Ortiz Rivera, Peter Gonzalez Cruz, Luis Vielma, Kimberly Morris, Eddie Jamal Droid Justice, Darrell Roman Burt II, Deonka Diedra Drayton, Alejandro Barrios Martinez, Anthony Luis Laurendoslila, Jean Carlos Mendez Perez, Frankie Jimmy de Jesus Velázquez, Amanda Alvear, Martín Benítez Torres.
Leroy Valentine Fernandez, Tevin Eugene Crosby, Jonathan Antonio Camuy Vega, Jean Nives Rodriguez, Rodolfo Ayala, Brenda Lee Marquez McCool, Gilmary Rodriguez Sullivan, Christopher Andrew Leonen, Angel El Candelario Padro, Frank Hernandez, Paul Terrell Henry, Antonio David Brown, Christopher Joseph San Feliz, Akira Monette Murray.
Luis Daniel Wilson León. Mercedes Marisol Flores. Javier Emanuel Serrano Rosado. Gilberto Ramón Silva Menendez. Simón Adrián Carrillo Fernández. Oscar Aracena Montero. Enrique Ríos Jr. Miguel Ángel Honorato. Javier Jorge Reyes. Joel Reón Panagua. Jason Benjamin Josephat. Corey James Connell. Juan Rivera Velasquez. Luis Daniel Conde. Shane Evan Tomlinson. Juan Chavez Martinez. Gerald Arthur Wright. And a moment of silence for them. Thank you. Next to say a few brief words is Rasha Mubarak from CARE.
Thank you, Carlos. My name is Rasha Mubarak, and I work for the Council on American Islamic Relations of Florida, a civil rights group that fights for the rights of every single person, regardless of your race, ethnicity, or sexual orientation. It was just 24 hours ago when Carlos called me and he said, Rasha, you are my Muslim friend, and we will not let this divide us. It was just yesterday when Orlando, the city beautiful, was dismantled. A safe haven where people come to escape their chaos, a place of happiness. But today, this right here, it's a unity message. It's a powerful message that we will not allow fear and hate to divide us. As a Muslim Palestinian American, in the month of Ramadan, a month of mercy, we stand strong together, united, for love and compassion. We are all God's creation, and the best of God's creation is the one that is the best to the creation. Thank you.